Want to get booked more off your self-tapes? Well, I'm going to break down the 6 crucial steps to a good self-tape, including a number of things that casting agents can't stand. It's going to hook you up, guys. What's up, everybody? My name is Brian Evans, Actors Revolution. Thanks for joining me today. You know, everybody hates auditioning. It sucks. I think we can all agree on that. But I want to give you some tips. Now that we're in this weird space, right, as we're coming out of the pandemic, self-tapes are becoming a big thing. Not that they weren't big already, but they're becoming even bigger. And there's some things that I'm noticing as I see tapes come in for different things that we're casting for that are problematic. And I wanted to share with you guys what we can do to fix some of those things. Okay, let's jump right in. Number 1. Can you guys make sure that your tapes are well lit? We have to be able to see your face. We can't have part of your face in shadow or in darkness. All of this, the whole face. We need to see all of the face, not just half the face. And if you do not have proper lighting, you're like, well, I don't know where to go in my apartment to get the best lighting. I'm gonna make a suggestion to you guys. Go buy some lights. I see people out there spending $300, $500, $700 on headshots, and I think that that's important, but acting is what you're being paid to do. So your skill in acting is something that needs to be seen, and in these self-tapes, that's when you're getting evaluated on the thing they want to pay you for. So we have to make sure that we see you. Go buy yourself some lights. For $100, you can get an inexpensive softbox kit on eBay if that's the way you need to get down. Make sure that you're well lit. Let's move on. Sound. I understand, again, that most of you guys may not have a lot of equipment, but it doesn't make sense to go ahead and send in a self-tape if the sound is not good. And that means even most of the time, your iPhone might not be enough. Now, it depends on where you are and how far away you put the phone from yourself when you are doing your self-tape. But I would suggest, again, buy a mic. $100, Amazon, eBay. Get yourself a good lavalier mic. It plugs right into your phone. It improves your sound dramatically, and we can hear everything that you're saying. If it sounds to me like it's super tinny, it sounds like an AM radio, that's not gonna work, guys. Spend that $100 and jump in there and get yourself a lav mic. I think it's gonna make a tremendous difference in the sound quality of what you're doing. Third thing, guys, third tip, simple background. I know you've heard this before, but it shocks me that people still send in self-tapes in front of their half-open door to their messy bedroom. I mean, I literally think on one of the self-tapes that we got in the last batch that I saw someone's underwear on their bed. Nobody wants to see your drawers, y'all. Nobody wants to see them. We need a blank wall or a piece of fabric that's flat against a wall. Something simple, doesn't distract. We can focus on you, because if there's a bunch of stuff going on in the background, if there's a poster, if there's your clothes from last week, if there's, whatever the hell's going on, your kitchen, pots, nobody wants to see that. I need to be focused on you. And this is all for your benefit. It's not because we want to make things difficult for you. We just want to focus on you and what you can bring to the role. So do yourself a favor, get yourself against a blank wall or throw up a piece of fabric. You can get yourself some fabric for $50. Boom, put it against the wall if there's a lot of stuff going on your wall, and you're all set. Let's not do it amongst a bunch of other things that are going to distract us from seeing what you can do with the character, okay? Make good choices. Look at look at what's written on the page and make a choice. And keep in mind what everyone else is going to do with that choice. If the character is supposed to be depressed or sad, think of different ways that presents itself. Or angry. If you're looking at a character that's angry, the first thing everyone does is yell. That is something that you don't have to do. I mean, I know that if you got 3 or 4 people angry, you'd have 3 or 4 different responses in the way that they came at you. And you can know and tell that they were angry, but some people will cry when they're angry. I've had people in my life do that. Some people will get super quiet when they're angry. These are choices that you have to make. I'm just saying, whatever you think the choice is that everyone's going to make, the most obvious choice, try to see if there's another choice, that's realistic, that could work, that's believable, but that's not what everybody else is going to do. Make strong choices that are unique and specific to you as often as you possibly can. Look at yourself and what your idiosyncrasies are and filter that performance through some of that stuff that's specifically you as well. And I don't mean make the character you, you're playing someone else with different emotions, but I do think that people have things that they're naturally good at, that are natural about themselves, and you can use those things in a performance and just filter the performance through that, and your personality potentially could come through. I know that, personality is not what you're doing when you're acting, but find ways to incorporate things that are going to make you different from everybody else. And I say, look at yourself first. I think that's the way to go. Do not play against a recording. I've seen people all the time, they will sit there and they will make a recording on their iPhone of the other characters' lines that they're supposed to be doing the scene with, and they will play against that recording. The timing is never right. The timing is never right. The way that you present yourself on camera when you're doing a self-tape is tremendously important. And you need to give yourself the time necessary to deliver on whatever emotions that you're trying to deliver. If you've taped it in advance, you don't know exactly when the recording is going to offer the other line to you. It could be like a couple of seconds too long, or I see more often that the recording cuts off the actor that's performing. And so they're trying to do something from an emotional standpoint, and it may even be working, but the recording jumps in before time for it to jump in. They haven't finished doing what they're doing, and it completely breaks breaks up the scene in a way that takes me out of it, and it just reflects poorly. Okay, I understand that it's not always easy to find someone to read with you, but it might be a good idea to join a few Facebook groups, connect with a bunch of other actors, have a list of 10 people that might be around to help you, and you can help them when they're in trouble and they need to get something out right away. Have a number of people, have your mom do it. It doesn't really matter, because, as much as we like to hear a good, response when you're acting against someone else, as long as the timing's right and you're good, we don't care. And if there's another person there, they're going to be able to get that timing right. Timing is everything, guys. Even if that person's on the phone, get a real person. Memorize the lines. If you do that, it's going to make so much of a difference. I often see a lot of self-tapes, good actors, but they're doing this. They're looking down. They're checking their script 15 times. Anything you do that looks away from the person that you're supposed to be delivering, whatever the point is that you've chosen as the person you're supposed to be delivering this scene with, it takes people out of the scene. It takes people out of the emotion. A lot of times I know you guys will get an audition. It's like, oh, have it here by 6 o'clock, and it's already 4 o'clock. So maybe you don't have as much time as you'd like to have, but do what you can do to memorize the lines. It lets you focus on the other actor, or on whatever focus point you decided is the other actor, and it keeps us in the scene the whole time. That has a cumulative effect as we're watching it, and it does ultimately help your performance. Shoot another take. What in the world is this thing where I see actors that are really good and they mess up on the take? And I'm not talking about something minor, but something pretty major. They'll mess up 2 or 3 times during the take, and they'll send that tape in. What kind of craziness is that? You're at home. If you did this thing and it wasn't coming out the way you wanted to, do another take. Shoot another take. Show us the very best thing that you can deliver on that role, because you never know who this tape is going to get in front of or not get in front of, because you're not giving your best. It's one thing if that was the very best thing you could do and it wasn't that good. That's a whole different situation. But if you stumbled a couple of times, if you messed up, if you did this thing where you're recording yourself, which I don't recommend that you do, and your own voice from the recording cuts you off and messes up the emotional tenor of what you were trying to deliver, shoot the thing again. You're at home. Don't send in a lesser take. If you can do it better, send the very best take, because it will make a difference. And just one person saying, whoa, that was a really good thing, can get it to 3 different people that might actually get you the role. So look, self-taping, again, I understand auditioning sucks. I know that it's kind of a situation that's on demand. I know that I just told you to spend a little money to get some equipment. But if at the end of the day you ended up getting the role that was a recurring, that ended up leading you to that situation that you wanted, whatever that might be, being a series regular, being a supporting to somebody really great that you really admire, to get paid to do what you guys want to do, then it's worth it. It's worth it to spend $200 on a microphone and a couple of lights and making sure that you put this thing in a place that gives us a simple background and lets us focus on you, because it might actually make your dream come true, guys. And I know it sounds dramatic, but it's 1000% true. I'm Brian Evans, Actors Revolution. If you like what you saw in today's video, definitely subscribe. In the notes, I have a link to how to start. For those of you guys who are thinking about creating your own material, we teach that here at Actors Revolution. And I want to make sure that you guys do that, because that's another thing that actors are not taking advantage of. It's something every actor should be doing, in my opinion. It's worth it 1000%. It opened the door for me when I created a film a while back that ended up getting released in a bunch of places all across the country, including theaters. It started my career, and I know that you guys can do the same thing. You have so much talent and so much more power than you think. Go out there and use it. Make some material and make sure that those self-tapes, when you deliver them, are on point, okay? Actors Revolution, I'll see you guys soon.